Okay, and we're back in this episode. Now, this time I wanted to do, or last time what we did is we learned how to buy items. This time what I wanted to do is like make a mount, because when you're walking through this space, it's a big space, and if you have to walk back and forth and stuff like that, it's gonna get tedious. So to have a mount in this game would be a really good thing. So that's what we're gonna work on this time. So I've downloaded this camel, and it has like a walking animation and an idle animation. Nothing else. Not like a walk right, walk left, none of that. It just has a walking and an idle. So let's see if we can work with that and make our mount this episode. So I've imported my camel into my character folder here. And you see I've got a camel, and all of it's backwards. I don't know. I got downloaded this, I think, from Sketchfab or something. And it's all backwards. But regardless, I'm just gonna right click in that camel folder and make a blend space first of all from the camel folder, or this camel skeleton, camel underscore BS. Now, see, it's backwards. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. Maybe in the blueprint I'll be able to turn it around. I don't know. We'll see. So we'll still just do the normal stuff. So in the horizontal direction, see, I could have done this without y'all, but I didn't want to leave y'all out there. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, I don't know, it's going to be a lot of the same stuff that you've seen before, but maybe the mount part is a little different. Then do speed on the vertical, 0 to 1. Now, how fast do you want your camel to be? Maybe let's say the character can go up to 500. This camel can go up to, I mean, there's no running animation, so we'll just make the walk really fast. So let's say 600, 700, 0 to 700, snap to grid. All right, now all we got to do is put the animations there. We got a walk animation, and I would put that way up here somewhere so that he walks slow until he gets up here. And then the idle animation, put it at the bottom. And that walk can also fill out all of these over here. I'm just going to put it left and right. Okay, now the camel has a blend space. Last thing you have to do for a camel is make an animation blueprint. So we're going to use the camel skeleton here. Create camel underscore NMBP. Now we can do a slot, but I don't have any other animations for this. And just do a state machine. Inside the state machine, we need an idle state. So idle. And in this idle state, we just need to add that idle animation. Bop. In the state after that, we need to have a move state. So in this one, we need to add the blend space that we just made. And again, it's backwards. I don't know what we're going to do about that. Promote the direction and the speed to a variable. Compile and save. You have to fill out this condition. So when speed is greater than or equal to 1, they can start moving. You can go up to 10 to make it even more smoother. But for me, I'm just going to put 1. And speed is less than 1. Boom. So now you got both your conditions in there. You can compile and save. We haven't filled out the event graph, but for the event graph, if we go there, we can drag off the blue and say get velocity. And we can also say get actor rotation. And then from there, we could say calculate direction. We plug the yellow in. From the velocity, say vector length. All right, cool. We're set up for success there. We could drag off our direction and say set and drag that into the green direction. Drag off your speed, say set, connect that up, and drag your speed into vector length. Perfect. All right, now we're not finished. We have to fill out something there. But before we do, we need to make a camel blueprint. All right, so the camel blueprint needs to be, I think it's like the third person character, to be honest. Let's just duplicate the third person character. So duplicate the third person character. We're gonna call it BP camel. All right, and drag it into the camel folder. Boom, move there. All right. So for the camel blueprint, first of all, we're gonna have to delete a lot of stuff here. A lot of stuff, because pretty much everything, to be honest. But let's go to the viewport before we do all that. And just replace this guy with the camel. And make the camel be facing the correct way. And also make the camel be using the correct blueprint. There we go. Perfect. For the capsule, we can make it a little bit wider. There we go. All right, and also what we need to do is on top, like the fire spot, we could take that off. Delete that. Stone axe weapon, take it off. Yes. Canteen. We might leave that. Fire. Take it off. Torch. Drop point. Stone knife. Delete. Delete all of these. It's going to break a lot of stuff. I told you we have to delete a lot of stuff in this. But we needed it because it has the camera and everything is good there. Because we're going to switch into this character when we ride our camel. So, other than that, I think all of that is cool. I left the canteen because maybe you want to drink some water. But either way, what you need to do is to that mesh, let's add a skeletal mesh. And it can't be the camel this time. So unclick the camel and add a skeletal mesh. The skeletal mesh that you want to add is your player. So let's go find that. Third person character, blueprints. The name of your character, mine's called Serve. And I'm going to his animations. And I'm going to get the breathe idle. That's the one I'm going to use. So I'm going to use this skeletal mesh. And I'm going to make sure he's faced the correct way. And for his animations, so we have breathe in idle. Let's duplicate that, right? And we're going to call it writing underscore idle. Now, double click on that so we can edit it. This is what we're going to do. We're going to edit this animation so that it fits on top of here. But first, what you need to do is give this guy animation asset, and we're going to find the one that we just made, writing. This should be in alphabetical order. All right, perfect. Now we have to tweak this animation. We can actually move him up here. All right, now we have to tweak this animation so that he fits, so it looks like he's kind of like on the horse, on the camel. So the way that we're going to do this is we are going to go to his animation here, and we're going to stop it. This red thing, we need to stop it. From the get-go, we need to go to his bones, skeletal, and find his legs. Left upper leg. Yep, and his right upper leg. So he can be straddling. Now his like shin bone we need to bring down so it doesn't look so weird. But in order to save those, you have to click on right upper leg and press key. And then click on left upper leg and also press key. Oh, we got to move it back to where it's supposed to be. Key. All right. So now when I play the animations, he's like that. And so let's look and see what that did. Maybe it worked, maybe not. So for this skeletal mesh here, let's go into the event graph and all the things that are red. Just basically, let's just delete everything. All right, so delete make fire. Delete take damage. Oh, don't delete take damage. We might need that. Delete tree damage. Delete weapon effect. Delete weapon info. Delete attack. Attack. Delete drop weapon. Delete stone knife. Delete all of these. Hold on, what was these? Stone axe. Yep, stone knife and stone axe. Delete all of that. Equip side weapon. Delete. What is this one? Show canteen. We left the canteen. Add money. I don't think you're gonna be able to add scrap wood. None of this. None of this. No add money. Torch. Delete that. Crouch and sprint. Crouch, definitely delete that. Sprint, we'll leave that. We'll mess with that. Interaction system, set thirst and hunger timers. I'll just leave those alone for now. Take those off. All right, cool. I think the rest of that is good. Now I went kind of fast on that, so I don't know. Maybe you want to go in slow motion and see what I deleted and when I didn't. But I just took oh, my bad. Cut hair, delete. Drink water, eat food. Nah. I don't think we need those either. Okay, compile, save. All right, now I got all that on my camel. I got this guy riding the camel. At least his legs are there. Now we got to fix his shin bones so that they're all right, let's find this bone right here, whatever this bone is. Left leg, maybe. Key. All right, right leg. Bring that down too, like that. A little bit like that. Key. Okay, now let's see what that looks like. All right, perfect. Except he's riding straight up. Now we need to bend him over a little bit. All right, cool. So find his like spine or something like that. We need to put him in a sitting position. So he's in the right, his legs are in the right position, but his spine is not. So maybe his spine. Maybe it's not that spine. Maybe it's what's above the spine, the hips. What if I did this? Let's see. And then did the spine up like this. Okay, I see. Because he does need to be in a sitting position, you know what I'm saying? His legs are spread the correct way. So let's just key this spine. And what else did we just key? The hips. Let's key the hips there. Let's key the hips so it's like that. Key. All right. And let's see if that changed anything. Okay, that looks a little bit more natural. We can move him here and down a little bit. Let's move his Now his legs right here backwards. See, this episode takes a little bit longer than what I thought because I didn't expect all this. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it is what I wanted though. This is probably gonna look goofy from here, but when it's on the thing, it's not gonna look as goofy. When he's on the camel. All right, cool. Save camel. See, there we go. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Now we need to find his other spine, and we need to make him arch over a little bit. So like he's kind of like there's no reins or anything like that, but we can act like there are. So let's act like there's some reins and he's holding on to the reins. All right, so let's make his top part. So find his spine 2 probably this time. Spine 2. Make it bend over a little bit. Yep. Bend over. And we need to get his, we'll key that first, key that. And then get his shoulder, all of his shoulders, and make them go up this way. Like that, key. And the other shoulder, which is the right shoulder, make that go up too. Key. All right, save. What does that look like? Okay. So, like, do you think he should have reins in his hand? And I could put some reins on it, but there are no reins here. Let's just make him grip this hump right here. All right, so we're gonna bring his arms in. We gotta bring his shoulders in then. All right, right shoulder. Come in. Oh, left. And then key that, bop. And then right shoulder. The cool thing about Unreal Animation, the left shoulder, I mean, cool thing about Unreal Engine is the animation part. This is one of the coolest things you could do in the engine. You could take an animation that doesn't exist, that you never had, and then make it. So now what we need to do is pull this shoulder, pull this back, because he's gripping on the hump here, supposedly. Key. Even further. Key. There we go. So like he's going to be gripping on that hump. And that makes sense. All right, let's do the same thing with this arm right here. So let's go to the right shoulder and zoom around over here. And he needs to pull it back. So maybe a little bit more like that. All right, and key. Save. Oh shit, no, hell no. I fucked up on that one. I really did. There we go. Key. Save. There we go. All right, so now you got your mount ready. And look, that episode took me longer than what I wanted to do. So we're going to split it into 2 parts just to make it clean and easy. In this part, what we did is we prepped up our camel. The next part we're going to do is we're going to make it so that we can buy a camel and we can switch to this camel. But before we do that, let's make the skeletal mesh invisible. So go down to your visibility and turn it off. That way it's just a camel until we hop on it. And when we hop on it, then it will be visible. This is the capsule component. We can also add to the skeletal mesh to the camel itself a sphere. S-P-H-E-R-E, collision. And we need this sphere collision to cover the camel pretty much. So up here, make the sphere radius bigger, just like that, so that anywhere the player approaches the camel, they'll be able to get on and off the camel, basically. So I think that's where, I think that's where I'm gonna stop this episode, because I said that I didn't want it to get too long. But now we have a camel and we have ourselves in that riding animation, and we can ride the camel. So that's all I wanted to show you this episode. In the next episode, we will learn how to actually mount the camel and ride it through the desert. So thanks for joining me this time. I'll holler at you on the next one. Peace.
Run to the money, on the feet, don't fail. The DA and the judge, on the do they best to jail. I done heard it all.